Good morning. Today's obituaries are brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home. Funeral services for Pansy Stella Jenkins White, age 82 of Hansville, will be at 11 a.m. tomorrow at Moss Service Funeral Home Chapel. The Reverend Howard Wolf officiating, burial in Logan Cemetery. Ms. White passed away on Wednesday. Visitation will be from 6 to 9 p.m. tonight. Funeral services for Herschel Joseph Roberts, age 52 of Coleman, are incomplete and will be announced later by Coleman Funeral Home. Mr. Roberts passed away on Tuesday. Funeral services for Robert Brian Hudson Jr., age 72 of Coleman, are incomplete. Those will also be announced later by Coleman Funeral Home. Mr. Hudson passed away on Wednesday. And those are our obituaries for today, brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home.
Welcome to Today on 2. It is Friday, the 3rd day of August. A big day. Lots of things going on today.
That's right.
It's kind of cloudy this morning, overcast. We're going to start with the weather forecast, see what's going on. Our weather brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. Here's the weather almanac for the 3rd of August. The average high 92, the average low 66, the record high 102 in 1947. Record low 56 in 1983. Sunset this evening 7:46. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 1 minute after 6. There's the satellite picture. Looks like the same one about every day, doesn't it? Yeah, a little bit of rain here and there. I guess it's summertime weather. There's the satellite picture over the southeast. And here's our forecast for today. It'll be a cloudy day today with a 70% chance of rain, maybe a thunderstorm later on. High near 88. Cloudy tonight, 50% chance of rain, low near 73. Tomorrow, partly sunny, again, 50% chance of rain with a high around 88. Look at all the high temperatures for the next several days. All in the 80s. No 90-degree weather. So how about that? A little bit of break in the heat as we get into the month of August. So there's the weather forecast for the next several days. We mentioned that this is a busy time. This is the sales tax-free weekend.
Yes. Started at midnight last night.
Back to school shopping for clothes and supplies, everything for back to school. No sales tax today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
That's right.
Do you have to do any shopping?
No, not this weekend. I don't think I want to brave the crowd this weekend.
There will be a lot of people out.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be a very special day in downtown Coleman.
That's right. We're celebrating Coleman tonight. Coleman Park and Rec will be hosting the 2nd annual Celebrate Coleman. They have lots of things. They have a live band coming, a candlelight walking tour held by the Coleman Museum. And there's just lots of fun things going on at this event, so go out and support them tonight.
They will start at 4 o'clock.
That's right.
And continue until everybody's tired and worn out and went home.
That's right.
Something like that. Anyway, so a good time for shopping, entertainment in downtown area. Save on sales tax. A lot of the stores do specials and sales anyway, so it's a good time to do some shopping, especially today in downtown Coleman. So you watched the gymnastics last night.
I did. It always amazes me, those girls, how young they are, how hard they've worked. They really represented our country well last night. They really did.
The flying squirrel.
The flying squirrel
Was the winner.
Yes, yes, she was.
What's her name? Gabby Douglas.
That's right.
She trained in Des Moines, Iowa at the same academy that Shawn Johnson trained in 4 years ago.
That's right. And you know, I was listening to her story beforehand, and she moved away from her mother, who was in another state, to live by herself to train for the Olympics. And she said, you know, it was so hard for me because I was so young and I missed my mom. And she stayed there for 2 years, and she never went home to see her mother.
A teenager.
Never. Yes, she was very dedicated, very well deserved her winning the gold medal.
She'll be the darling of the Olympics, I think.
Yes.
And you said swimming was pretty good last night
Swimming
also?
was good too. That was a little bit past my bedtime though, some of it, so I didn't get to watch it till the end. But
Michael Phelps won another gold medal.
That's right. He
beat Ryan Lochte.
He now has the record for the most gold medals of an Olympian. So our country is just really representing well at these Olympics.
Doing very, very well. It's fun to watch. I think it'll be on for another week yet because they haven't gotten into track and field and some of the other events.
Yeah, it should be 17 days, the Olympics are.
Okay, so yeah, another several days. Well, let's see. Who's our Facebook friend of the day today?
Well, it looks like Mr. David Laney is our Facebook friend of the day. He graduated from Fairview and is self-employed here in Coleman.
I'll tell you a little trivia about David Laney.
Please do.
He used to sit in this chair.
He did?
He was the co-host on Today on 2 several years ago.
Oh, okay.
So, hey, David, good to have you back on the screen as our friend for today. Okay, this is Friday. That's politics. What's going on? Well,
Officer Cindy Rohrscheib will be visiting with us. She is from the Coleman Police Department, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about how to handle yourself in a high-pressure situation, just like the one that has recently gone on in Colorado. Also, Brian Lacey will be here, and he will be talking with us a little bit about what's going on at Coleman Electric Cooperative.
Okay, that's what we have lined up, and we'll get started with That's Politics right after this.
These hot summer days mean hot mattress sales. On Your Own Home Furnishing Store has super sale prices on PostureCraft. PostureCraft, made in Alabama, gives you affordable luxury, memory foam, and a double-sided mattress that will last for years. Save today up to 70%. On Your Own offers you 6 months, same as cash. Free delivery, free setup. See Dan Stevens, Brian Myers, or Ron Stone at On Your Own Home Furnishings on 4th Street Southwest, a block west of the parking deck here in the Holler.
Cheyenne, Cheyenne, where will you be camping tonight? Lonely man, Cheyenne, will your heart stay free and light? Dream, Cheyenne, of a girl you may never love. Move along, Cheyenne, like the restless clouds up above.
At Premier Bank, we take pride in serving our community. We respect our customers, and we've won awards for our ethical conduct. We're motivated to do all we can for you, and we're interested in your banking needs. We're efficient, safe, and sound, and our relationships with our customers are second to none.
At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
These hot summer days mean hot mattress sales. On Your Own Home Furnishing Store has super sale prices on Posturecraft. Posturecraft, made in Alabama, gives you affordable luxury, memory foam, and a double-sided mattress that will last for years. Save today up to 70%. On Your Own offers you 6 months, same as cash. Free delivery, free setup. See Dan Stevens, Brian Myers, or Ron Stone at On Your Own Home Furnishings on 4th Street Southwest, a block west of the parking deck here in the Holler.
And hello, welcome to That's Politics. Actually, a subject that we're not going to dwell on today, that being political, but yeah, sometimes we want to talk about issues that affect everyone. Certainly everyone has a concern about, and that is safety. We welcome Officer Cindy Rohrscheib from the Coleman City Police Department. Thank you, Cindy, for coming in.
You're welcome.
The issue of security and safety, if all you want to do is go to a movie and watch a movie, but things turn bad, and it's not on the screen that they turn bad, but it's in the theater itself, like happened in Colorado. We wanted to ask you this morning about some of the steps you can take as an individual faced with such a situation.
First of all, something I would tell anybody and everybody, and I actually started implementing this even in my Ride Kids class. I actually started doing little drills with them just in case they were somewhere in school or a theater and this happens, is notice your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings. I know we can get caught up in the movie, and you want to. You know that's what you're there for, is to watch the movie. But when people come in and go, notice, kind of just glance at them and see, do they have any weapons on them? I mean, is it popcorn in their hand or is it a gun? Try to just pay more attention to people and not be so complacent and stuck on one thing. Also, if someone does come in, the only thing that's going to really protect you or give you a better chance is any kind of barrier that you can create. So if you can get up under those seats, and those seats, the problem is they flop up, but if you can get up under the seat, it's empty under there, and so, but you may have to find a way to get up under there, tuck yourself under, and try to hold the seat with just your fingers. But anything that you can do to create a barrier between you and that bullet.
Right. Aggressive reaction. Is there a place for that?
That is kind of tricky because if you're talking about like charging someone with a weapon, that is one of those things that if you go after somebody with a weapon, then you have to be committed. It's not something that you can start charging them and then all of a sudden go, whoa, I changed my mind, this didn't work. It's a total commitment. So something maybe like a distraction technique where maybe they're distracted by something else and they don't see you coming up from behind. There's different areas that different ways you can do. There's stuns here, that can knock someone out, or there is, here in the back of the head, if you come up and you take your fist and you hit, back here, you can stun them or knock them out, and then have an opportunity to maybe, if they're passed out on the ground, everybody can flee, or you can kick the gun away. As far as charging the weapon itself and taking that head on, unless you have good professional training of how to disarm someone that way, you have to really be careful about that. It would probably be better to create some sort of distraction to where, you've got their eyes on something else and you can maybe do a surprise something from behind like that. And like I said, there again, those stuns, that's going to do immediate, stun them and knock them out immediately.
Let me ask you, I know, of course, we've never had such a tragedy in Coleman, but we have had cases where people shot other folks, and what's the closest, in your experience and recollection, that we've come to something that had the potential for being that? Can you think of any incident?
Not right offhand. Most of the things that have happened here like that have been domestic. And so it's things that have happened, domestically, like between a relative or, fighting over something like money or something like that. It's been, as far as just totally random like that, usually it's over, like somebody may have been high on drugs or they may be drinking, and so then they tend to attack violently, like with a gun or something. There again, if you sense that something's going on like that, or you sense that someone has all of a sudden become hostile, the best thing to do, two hostile people don't make a mix, so it's one of those things where you're going to have to try to use what we call verbal judo. how you sort of talk them down a little, and you try to talk them down and make them realize that maybe you understand what they're saying, you understand, even if it's something that's not even your fault and you have to apologize, just calm down, you know, things like that, enough to where you can start creating space between you and the aggressor.
We're, like I say, we're fortunate to live in a town and in a county that people are more level-headed, I guess is the best term to use.
Right.
Well, you got the Amy Bishop, you know, a year or two ago up in Huntsville.
Yeah.
She got fired, she got mad, and she thought she was getting even. And that was a case where people pleaded with her when she started shooting any of those board members.
Right. And then, and like I said, sometimes, you know, it's one of those things where each situation is going to be totally different. You just try to do the best you can. There's been shootings, you know, like at the Trolley Mall shooting that happened that year. You know, some of those customers that got shot, the gunman walked into the store and he shot them, and then he walked out. Well, then you had a mom and a daughter that was both shot. Well, then the mom started hollering for the daughter. Well, because they started being vocal and trying to move, he noticed it. He had already left the store, but since he heard it, he came back in and shot him again. The mother ended up surviving, but the daughter did not. The first initial shots were not fatal. Had they maybe like played dead and just been still and been quiet and let him walk off. And so, I mean, that's the most, I imagine, horrible situation you can probably be in. But sometimes it may come to that. You know, it may be that, you know, say that you don't have a fatal wound or that you did take cover and maybe you weren't hit. That might be the point that you do have to play dead until they walk off or until you know that now you can create a safer situation or do something different.
Yeah.
So,
have you ever thought, Cindy, what it is that's the difference? I mean, we're a smaller version of Decatur. Decatur's a smaller version of Huntsville. And it seems like there's a good number of violent crimes in Decatur, you know, that as compared to Coleman. I know we have shootings occasionally, but have you ever thought what makes the difference?
I think the attitude of Coleman residents is different because the town itself is just kind of different. More people here, you know, they don't really want to progress to that. And then also, like if you notice, we don't really have a lot of we have a little bit of graffiti, but we don't really have near as much as most towns. But I think too, you know, you've got the police department's pretty good about doing their close patrols and about checking areas and stuff. And we have sort of a zero tolerance kind of policy reputation for that. And so I think that reputation helps.
I know at one time Decatur had the most unsolved crimes of any other city in the country.
What's the biggest factor in making that a reality? Why that is in your mind, Tom? Have you ever just thought of what has caused that, or why is that?
Well, I guess law enforcement would be part of it.
We've got laws that involve texting. Thank goodness we haven't had any mass shootings except for in Huntsville a year or so ago. But when does the legislature step in and say we can pass a law that will deal with this issue of people going crazy and shooting mass numbers? They deal with it with texting. Do they? Is it something you see as a possibility?
It's very complex. That area is, and it's hard to say what kind of law you need.
Yeah. How would you address that, right?
This situation up in Colorado, I couldn't understand. There's a lot of military people in there, and it looks like to me one of them would have had a gun or weapon themselves, you know.
Yeah. It is just a situation that is terrible. You're hit at a time that you're most vulnerable, I guess, because all you want to do is get away and relax and escape.
Right.
And as you said, Cindy, you know, unless you're watching for and looking for someone who acts that way, there's discussion, news reports about a psychiatrist tried to warn folks that he was reaching a boiling point or worse to that effect. And in Alabama, you know, we've got a dwindling budget, so we've got North Alabama Regional that's about to become nothing but criminally insane patients, whereas the typical adult, you know, who has problems and won't be admitted there, they'll have to go to the new Bryce Hospital.
It's going to be hard to completely cut it all out when it comes to these people. It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Cindy, thank you for coming in this morning and talking with us about this issue.
You're welcome.
Appreciate those tips.
You're welcome.
We'll have Brian Lacey coming up after these words. These hot summer days mean hot mattress sales. On Your Own Home Furnishing Store has super sale prices on Posture Craft. Posture Craft, made in Alabama, gives you affordable luxury, memory foam, and a double-sided mattress that will last for years. Save today up to 70%. On Your Own offers you 6 months, same as cash. Free delivery, free setup. See Dan Stevens, Brian Myers, or Ron Stone at On Your Own Home Furnishings on 4th Street Southwest, a block west of the parking deck here in the Holler.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
These hot summer days mean hot mattress sales. On Your Own Home Furnishing Store has super sale prices on Posture Craft. Posture Craft, made in Alabama, gives you affordable luxury, memory foam, and a double-sided mattress that will last for years. Save today up to 70%. On Your Own offers you 6 months, same as cash. Free delivery, free setup. See Dan Stevens, Brian Myers, or Ron Stone at On Your Own Home Furnishings on 4th Street Southwest, a block west of the parking deck here in the Holler. Welcome back to That's Politics. We want to acknowledge and say we thank you for your watching on our live streaming this morning on the internet. Channel2Coleman.com. You can go there and hear the train behind us. And so you don't have one near your house maybe or whatever. Channel 2, the number 2, Channel2Coleman.com. And it's all one word, so to speak. And live streaming, or friend us on Facebook. We welcome, Tom Drake and I welcome, and by the way, let me explain to people. Tom Burleson was off today, but he'll be with us next week. We welcome Brian Lacey this morning with the Coleman Electric Cooperative.
Glad to be here.
Thank you, Brian. Boy, howdy.
You wasn't there when I was there, were you?
No, sir.
I was there 38 years as their lawyer, yeah.
Okay.
38 years.
Yeah. Set a record in Alabama for lawyers in one place.
Working,
of course, we got one of the best co-ops in the state of Alabama right now. Coleman is always rated very high.
Well, you just don't take care of Coleman. You've got a pretty big chunk of Winston County, don't you?
We do. We cover pretty much everything from the Coleman County, Winston County line all the way to Double Springs. Wow. So basically the eastern half of Winston County, which encompasses pretty much all of the property that's going to be around Smith Lake that's in Winston County. So certainly that's a very major part of our service territory. In fact, several years ago, we've always had a small office over in Winston County that was basically just a payment center. But several years ago, we built a full service office over there. We have several work crews and line crews that are stationed full-time and do all of their work in Winston County every day. So certainly a recognition on our part of the growth within our system in Winston County.
How many linemen, men with trucks, women too, I assume, although I can't recall seeing women climbing the pole, although I suspect you might have them. How many of those people are out there at any given time, not counting the people who very voluntarily come in from other places to help us if we have a problem. How many do you have that work on these lines?
Yeah, day-to-day basis, Coleman Electric Cooperative, we have, I believe, 108 full-time employees. Now that includes everything from your linemen, your engineering staff, all the way down to your administrative, the member service representatives who are in the office that help customers when they come in, set up new service. But out of that 108, approximately about 70 are what we would call our outside employees, and that would be all of your linemen, your staking crews, the people that go out if you're going to build a new home and are going to need new service to come to your house. Then our staking engineers are the one that come out and make the drawings as far as where the line has to come off of the main power line to your house and all that stuff. So obviously the majority of our employees are what we consider outside work crews.
One thing that we wanted to talk about this morning for sure, a number of issues, but the news in the headlines about India and the fact they've had these blackouts, I guess, overpowered their system, their demand for electricity. So half of the people, or maybe more, were without electricity for days. We are concerned about it in America too, because what one grid experiences, and maybe in Mississippi or Tennessee or Georgia, can affect Alabama, can it?
It can. To look at when you talk about the grid, the electric grid in the United States, it's basically broken up into three parts.
Oh, really?
You have what is called the Eastern Interconnect, which take the United States right down the middle. And the eastern half is one interconnection. The western half is an interconnection, and then the state of Texas is its own interconnection. So those are your three interconnections that make up the entire national grid. Texas went through some deregulation a few years ago, and certainly, and obviously, just with the geographic size of the state, they could end up making their own interconnect like that. So you have those three basic parts, and they are interconnected. So certainly we're not as susceptible, say, if you're hearing about issues, if there's an issue in, say, on the West Coast in California or Oregon or Washington or maybe out in Nevada or Utah, we're not as susceptible to be stuck in a situation if you start hearing about, blackouts or something like that happening on a widespread scale on the other side of the country.
Now, what draws the line? The Mississippi River or what?
Actually, I would have to look at the map to know for sure, but I don't know that it's the Mississippi itself. I think it's a little further west than that. But when we heard of issues, you may remember several years ago on the East Coast in New York and areas like that, they had a major blackout. We were fortunate that did not spread all the way down to the southeast and affect us as well. But certainly that is an issue when you look at what's happening in India. Our grid here in the United States is much more stable. The amount of construction that has been done over the years, I think a lot of experts would still tell you that we are behind where we should be in terms of having done maintenance and prevention, say, over the last 30 to 40 years, but we're still far ahead of where India was at and some of the problems that they have found themselves facing here recently. But we deal with those issues every day of looking at, what are the possibilities? What would happen if there were a shortage of power?
Well, let me ask you this. You got your car, okay? You get in it and you start it up, and the check engine light comes on. First time you've seen it come on. That's the red warning, so you better take action. When it comes to power outages and those in the east side, when does the check engine light come on for Coleman Electric Cooperative? When do you start worrying?
Certainly when we do, we recognize it. Our biggest factor is dealing with the weather and temperatures. When you talk about supply versus demand, and obviously at Coleman Electric Cooperative, we get our power that we supply to everybody here from the Tennessee Valley Authority. So we don't have, Coleman Electric Co-op doesn't have any power plants. we get our power from TVA. So we communicate very closely with TVA because they're serving a 7-state area throughout the Southeast. Over 9 million customers. So they have to keep a very close eye on if it's going to be 100 degrees outside that day. They know that their system is going to be stretched. They keep a very close eye. They know what the limits are in terms of how much power they're capable of providing. So on a very hot weather day, starting as early, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, we will start receiving communications from TVA, if you will, that check engine light letting you know we need to be vigilant today about our power use.
So what do you do, though? I mean, you don't say, Mr. Spear, you're going to have to cut down today because we could have a blackout. What do you do? What kind of actions do you take to deal with that?
Well, certainly we can do that on the industrial level. And communicate with our, because obviously the businesses and the manufacturing are our largest customers, and they use the most electricity.
Who's your biggest customer? A single customer.
I
know poultry uses probably.
If I had to guess it, and don't hold me to this, is 100% fact, but I would guess American Proteins.
American Proteins
is if not number one, I would say they're top 3 in terms of our Coleman Electric Cooperative customers for the amount of electricity it takes to run that operation down there.
Right. At one time, that and up there between here and Vinemont,
Maricold?
Yeah, Maricold, I think was one of the biggest at one time.
Certainly, and we work very closely with those customers, even when we get new industries that are coming to town, as we've seen in recent years with Utaka and Royal Technologies and some of those, that we work very closely with them in the building stages as they're putting together their plant and making sure that they have all of their power needs met. But we can work with those customers, and certainly it's not the first step. It is several steps down the line. TVA has a well laid out, pre-written playbook, if you will, of how we will handle that. And on most days, we're at a level of simply asking people to make voluntary changes and cutbacks. You'll often hear, possibly on TV, or if there's something on radio, and certainly we promote if someone calls us and asks us simple ideas that people can do residentially in terms of putting off when they use electricity at home. When we're in the most risk of a possibility of even seeing a blackout would be, say, in the 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock window in the evening, when it's still very hot outside and everybody is coming home from work at once, and everybody starts washing clothes and starts cooking dinner and turns on the TV and turns down the AC. If you think about 40,000 customers that Coleman Electric Cooperative has, if everybody starts doing that at once, that's a large amount of energy that is suddenly being demanded from our system. And so one way that we can avoid ever getting into problems is asking people if you can defer some of those activities until a little bit later in the evening when things have cooled off. So most of what we do are voluntary measures where we ask people to wait. We've been very fortunate this summer, although it has been very hot, and on most days we have been on alert from TVA to be prepared and be aware, but we have not had a day yet where it was a kind of, say, if that's the first level of warning, we have not had any days, even on the hottest of days, where we've gotten maybe to the second or third level of TVA's warning program.
What if there's going to be a system fail? If there's going to be a system fail around us, which ones would make us most vulnerable? Would it be Morgan counties?
Potentially, with the way TVA's system feeds in to ours, when you start looking at sort of maybe like the long range, sort of that cascading effect where if one system goes down, then it causes another and another. I would think our bigger concern would be the Huntsville utilities area. Certainly the main TVA power source that comes in from our county does come in, basically runs a line down Highway 157 and feeds into the North Coleman substation, which is right there at Highway 31 and 157.
That one right there, is that the center, is that the distribution point?
That's kind of the starting point for our system. That
really?
TVA's energy source comes into Coleman County there, and then from that substation, our feed branches out to a number of the other substations that belong to us out in the county.
And it takes one Rocky the squirrel to put everyone in the dark, right?
Just one of those little furry suckers can mess everything up for everybody.
That's right. Wow. Poor squirrel. Hey, we're going to take a break. We're going to be back in the second half with Brian Lacey with the Coleman Electric Cooperative. See you in the second half. These hot summer days mean hot mattress sales. On Your Own Home Furnishing Store has super sale prices on Posture Craft. Posture Craft, made in Alabama, gives you affordable luxury, memory foam, and a double-sided mattress that will last for years. Save today up to 70%. On Your Own offers you 6 months, same as cash. Free delivery, free setup. See Dan Stevens, Brian Myers, or Ron Stone at On Your Own Home Furnishings on 4th Street Southwest, a block west of the parking deck here in the Holler. These hot summer days mean hot mattress sales. On Your Own Home Furnishing Store has super sale prices on Posture Craft. Posture Craft, made in Alabama, gives you affordable luxury, memory foam, and a double-sided mattress that will last for years. Save today up to 70%. On Your Own offers you 6 months, same as cash. Free delivery, free setup. See Dan Stevens, Brian Myers, or Ron Stone at On Your Own Home Furnishings on 4th Street Southwest, a block west of the parking deck here in the Holler.
Welcome back to Today on 2. It's time to give away our prizes with our Know Your Merchant ads. And on Friday, our prizes are 2 cupcakes from Frosting's Bakery, along with the meal special for 2 at High Tide Sports Grill. Those are the prizes. Let's look at some of our merchant ads. We'll ask you a question about one of these ads. Starting with Baldwin Counseling Center, Dr. Howard Rogers is the man to talk to. Help is just a phone call away. He can help you with weight loss, family counseling, lifestyle coaching. Baldwin Counseling Center.
The 20th annual Bank 5K Midnight Run will be Friday, August 10th. It begins at midnight at the Coleman Civic Center. You can call 734-9157 for more information.
Mullins Body Shop is in Phelan on Highway 31 South. Auto body repair and towing. You can count on them today as you have in the past. Mullins Body Shop.
Sweet deals are available at Dairy Queen. Ask for any 4 of these items for just $5.55. The blizzard of the month is the brownie blizzard, with also it has M&Ms in it, so that looks very yummy.
High Tide Sports Grill, they're open 3 until 9 every day, Monday through Saturday. This is Friday shrimp boil night tonight, barbecue and baby back ribs tomorrow night with live entertainment.
Knight Free Insurance has been providing insurance coverage for 3 generations. From Paul Knight to Westgate Free, Knight Free Insurance can provide you an independent insurance policy that's designed just right for you and your family.
Shimmer and Glow Tanning Boutique, beginning, intermediate, and advanced tanning, stand-up tanning, custom spray tans. It's all available in one place. Shimmer and Glow Tanning Boutique on 2nd Avenue Southeast.
Open the door to history and fine prints. We're talking about Renard's Gallery and Gifts. They offer jewelry, framing, and prints. They're located on 1st Avenue, and you can find them on the web at renardsgallery.com.
You're in good hands with Sorelli. Sorelli Jewelry, available at Doug Dogga Jewelers. Antique-inspired heirloom jewelry. That's one of the many reasons you shop at Doug Dogga Jewelers. And there we go with some of our merchant ads. Question for today. One of the local schools has been advertising with us about registration for the fall school year. Which school are we talking about? Who has been advertising with us talking about registration for the next school year? 256-734-7399 is our telephone number. And the first person with the correct answer receives the meal special for two at High Tide Sports Grill, as well as 2 gigantic cupcakes from Frostings.
Gigantic,
You can't
delicious
eat 2
cupcakes.
by yourself.
You can't?
Not at one time. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Paige.
I would love to, but I don't think that my body could handle that.
I would be amazed. If you can eat 2 of them, you ought to get them free. Okay, we have a caller ready to go. If we can get the phone to work here. Can you get it in the control room? We're not getting anything out here. We unplugged everything yesterday and nothing's plugged back in.
Uh-oh.
Can you answer the phone call, George? Let us know. What's
St. Paul's?
St. Paul's School is the right answer. Who was the caller? Do you know?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay. I bet I know who Charlotte is too. She's a regular viewer. St. Paul's School was the right answer, and she will win our prizes for today. Let's look at the rest of our merchant ads. Festal Market Plots open tomorrow, 8 until 3, and they're open every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And they have a variety of fresh vegetables. The Senior Nutrition Program vouchers also accepted.
Deb's Bookstore is your hometown bookstore just down the road. Used books are half price every day, and new books are 20% off every day. Browsers are welcome, and gift certificates are available at Deb's Bookstore.
Mr. Plummer, Plumbing, Sewer, and Drain Company, locally owned and operated. And of course, Adam Burgess is the owner there. He'll give you free estimates of new construction. That's Mr. Plummer.
Mr. Hicks Menswear, they're offering business, men's suits, sport clothes, regular, big, and tall sizes. They're the Reader's Choice Award winner for Best Men's Clothing. They have 20% off Pima Cotton right now.
Uniform Place for summer style, color, and comfort. Uniform Place. Debbie Bradford has Landau, made better. Uniform Place on 2nd Avenue Southeast.
Tires for Less is more than just a tires store. They offer air conditioning, oil changes, and minor engine repairs. They have 80 years of experience in service. Plus, mention you saw them on Channel 2 and receive $5 off an oil change. Tires for Less.
The crew that stands behind you when you need them the most, these are the people at Earl's Body Shop on Highway 31 North. Earl's Body Shop does towing, local or long distance, as well as auto repair. Earl's Body Shop.
St. Paul's Lutheran School is now accepting applications for the 2012-2013 school year. Quality Christian education for over 15 years. Enroll now because there are limited openings left.
Tutor Doctor. Make this the best school year ever. Free consultation is available. They can help youngsters with math, reading, ACT, and much more. They have experienced, qualified, local tutors.
Save as much as 50%. New to Coleman is the Hydro Master Tire at People's Tire. It's a premium quality remold tire that looks like new and wears like new at People's Tire.
And there we go with our merchant ads for today. Boy, we have a long list of birthdays for today and the weekend.
Yes. On this Friday, Georgia Lawson, Justin Fairbanks, Adrian Cherry, Norman Isbell, Steve Isbell, and Sean Brown all celebrate a birthday. On Saturday, Susan Walker celebrates her 50th birthday. I'm sure she's so glad that her family has shared that. And now it's time to draw for our 8x10 portrait from Baker Photography and our ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Okay, our birthday winner for the week is Tracy Randolph. And Tracy's birthday, I believe, was on Monday. Now let's check our anniversaries.
Our Friday anniversary is David and Penny Robertson. And Saturday, we have another anniversary, John and Glenna Lambert. On Sunday, James and Linda Rogers.
And there's all the anniversaries for the week. And here's our drawing for the anniversary winner. Here we go with our winner for the anniversary. It is the Whites. And they celebrated earlier this week, I believe, Becky and Kenny White. And they'll win the gift certificate from the Candle Garden.
That's right.
Okay, our weather brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet and Cherokee Avenue. Cloudy today.
These hot summer days mean hot
rain, a high near 88. Cloudy tonight, 50% chance of rain, low of 73. And partly sunny tomorrow, again a 50% chance of rain with a high around 88.
These hot summer days mean hot mattress sales. On Your Own Home Furnishing Store has super sale prices on PostureCraft. PostureCraft, made in Alabama, gives you affordable luxury, memory foam, and a double-sided mattress that will last for years. Save today up to 70%. On Your Own offers you 6 months, same as cash. Free delivery, free setup. See Dan Stevens, Brian Myers, or Ron Stone at Own Your Own Home Furnishings on 4th Street Southwest, a block west of the parking deck in the Holler.
In times like these, the special moments are more important than ever. At Eva Bank, we understand your life can be a bit hectic, so we offer a variety of personal banking options with individual assistance. From online banking to Advantage savings and checking, as well as loans to further your family's success. Eva Bank, making your financial needs easier so you can get back to the more important things. That's the Eva Bank Advantage.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
At Premier Bank, we are very proud of the long-lasting relationships we have with our customers. We'll go almost anywhere to meet your banking needs.
These hot summer days mean hot mattress sales. On Your Own Home Furnishing Store has super sale prices on PostureCraft. PostureCraft, made in Alabama, gives you affordable luxury, memory foam, and a double-sided mattress that will last for years. Save today up to 70%. On Your Own offers you 6 months, same as cash. Free delivery, free setup. See Dan Stevens, Brian Myers, or Ron Stone at Own Your Own Home Furnishings on 4th Street Southwest, a block west of the parking deck in the Holler.
And welcome back to That's Politics. Now, a reminder for you, if you've got a friend who's done the wrong thing and gone the other direction, they can no longer get Channel 2, or they've decided to backslide and go to a dish, whatever, remind them they can go to channel2coleman.com and watch us live streaming each weekday morning, and also available on YouTube. That's right, for only $9.99. No, I'm just joking. Hey, Brian Lacey is our guest this morning. We're talking about the Coleman Electric Cooperative, about electricity in general, something you take so much for granted, but it doesn't take but one thunderclap and it's gone. And that's just the way, the nature of the beast when it comes to electrical services and all. What's been the biggest consumption day of this year so far, would you say? Or any idea what day of the, was it July or June, I mean?
I would assume it's been in July. I don't know specifically for our area. I know that just in the past week, when we've had high temperatures, normally each day when, as we talked about earlier, TVA, when they're giving us reports on what to expect and how to prepare for the day, they'll let us know what the previous day's totals were, and certainly, and they can measure it based on, there's a difference between weekday and weekend records. Obviously, there's some differences in terms of on the weekends, actually, even though more people are at home, obviously a lot of your businesses that tend to be the biggest users are not necessarily operating. So some of those weekdays tend to be the biggest power consumption days. But I would think here throughout the month of July, the TVA has had their largest energy usage days of the summer.
When the power goes out, lots of people, me included, have something called a generator. And the first thing I do is go up there and flip the main breaker, so nothing that happens inside the spear house can get outside the spear house. Not like Vegas, you know what I mean? Except that some folks don't do that, and as a result, have you had any injuries?
We have been very fortunate that we have not had any, but what you're referring to, we talked about, is called backfeeding.
Backfeed, yeah.
When you turn on your generator when the power goes out, if it's not wired properly or set up correctly, it can feed electricity back into the power lines, and then say when our linemen come to your house to make whatever repairs need to be done to the line, there's no way for them to know that that's taking place, so they're susceptible to the fact that there's electricity running on those power lines that they are assuming they are working on with no power. And that even with all of the proper safety precautions being taken, they could still be injured or shocked or electrocuted from that. We've been very fortunate. Even last year, following the tornadoes in the spring.
Wow, I would have figured that would have been a prime opportunity.
We certainly it was. But we were fortunate. We did not have any injuries of that type. We certainly encourage people to make sure when you're installing that type of equipment to have a licensed professional electrician help you do that and to do it correctly. And then we certainly have some technology that we've been offering through the co-op. What we call it's called the GeneraLink system, that is essentially a collar that we can install on your meter that then allows you, if your power were to go out, all you have to do is go plug your generator directly into that,
Really?
and it can bypass having to worry about all of that. It's fairly new technology, and it certainly has a cost associated with it, but we've found that a lot of people, especially in light of what happened last year, we've gotten very good response in terms of people wanting to know more about that and installing it in their
Let me make sure I got this right now. You have a device, it's new technology, basically, a collar type thing that goes on your outside meter, so that when the power goes out, you can take your generator that can pumps 220 volts or whatever into that collar. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, is that something you do manually if when it goes out, or is it?
As opposed to all of the wiring that is involved in hooking up a generator to your house, and that's where the danger comes in, is making sure that wiring is done. This device basically allows you to simply have a plug that goes from your generator to the meter, and
it takes all the lines inside your house.
Correct.
Wow.
I predict you're going to get a lot of calls on
now,
that.
what does that cost? $9.99?
A little more than $9.99. And we've actually had a hard time keeping them in stock simply because of the cost that's involved, along with the demand across the country for the technology. That getting those parts in and keeping them up has been.
And don't keep me in suspense now. But what does it cost?
A couple $100s.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
How much?
Several $100s.
Oh.
To get the device and to have it installed, and certainly depending upon depends upon the size of your home or business that you're talking about. Would determine the size of the device that you would need. But it's just something that we looked into last year, realizing really because of that, both the safety issue and the convenience of the fact that when a situation arises that you need to have it, if you have that GeneraLink device installed ahead of time, you're not scrambling to try to find an electrician or to try to do all the wiring that's needed to get that generator hooked up. And again, we're not talking about your big permanent, pad-mounted generators. We're talking for the type of thing most people have, a gas-powered, generator that you keep in the garage, and then you're not planning necessarily on having a situation like we did in April of 2011, where you're going to have to run it for 3, 4, 5, 6 days. You're thinking, a couple of hours, maybe a day.
So what do you do to get on that list? Call Co-op?
Absolutely. Contact one of our member service
representatives. And how long is the list now?
It's a great question.
Just wondering. I know we're asking you a lot of questions.
Just have to call and find out how quickly it is, and see what we can do to take care of it.
Okay, that's much more promising than trying to the backyard mechanic, electrical guy, that tries to figure out how to make it work inside his house, hooking up a generator. Now, I got a question regarding generators and such. Okay. Whenever I am on generator power, because of a tornado or whatever, I can run 12 things, but the very second I turn my coffee maker on, all of a sudden my generator gets the colic, and starts sputtering. Does that same thing happen in my electric bill whenever I'm turning the coffee maker on? Does it use more electricity?
For that tiny little device, it pulls a whole lot of electricity.
Really?
When you think about how much it takes to quickly heat water to the boiling point, and then plus that heating pad that's on there. Just depends upon the type of coffee maker you have. But yes, electrical device, any electrical device like that that provides your toaster ovens, things like that provide very quick heating, pull a very large amount of electricity in a very short period of time. So yes, if you've got other devices running, and say you're on a generator, so you're kind of limited in what you can do, that coffee maker, if you really need to get that cup of coffee in the morning, you might have to turn off a few of those other devices to make sure that everything works just fine.
Okay, now water heaters, gas versus electric. Sometimes does the economy of each of those type vary throughout the year as prices for fuel goes up and down? Is it sometimes more economical to have gas water heater than it is to have electrical water heater, and vice versa? Or is it something that's standard that it's always less expensive to have an electric water heater? I know that's a loaded question, but just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I would think that you would have to sit down and really look at, you'd have to break down a bill and compare the energy usage and the cost. But certainly there's price fluctuations throughout the year in the cost of natural gas and the cost of generating electricity. I would think that over the course of time, what you're looking for is to find in your house which one is the most efficient.
What kind of factors would make it variable?
Well, when you're looking at the price of natural gas, right now natural gas is something even that the electric utility industry has been using in electricity generation in power plants, because right now it's at a very low price point. Just a few years ago, say 2007, 2008, post Hurricane Katrina, natural gas industry prices were sky high because of the shortage that was involved. So I would think that over the course of time, again, being an advocate of the electric company, that you're going to find a more stable price coming from using an electric water heater. While there may be some short-term benefits price-wise when the price is lower of natural gas, you're going to see a little more fluctuation there than you would if you had that electric water heater.
I read once an article that stated the one invention that saved more lives, talking about diseases and all, was electricity, because you had people with refrigerators to keep food fresh rather than deal with food poisoning and all those other things. So electricity is so important. Let me ask you, are we going to look forward to another rate increase anytime soon?
We have not heard anything. Obviously, we're always have to be ready to react to whatever TVA shares with us. I don't believe that we have not seen or heard anything along those lines. I think the bigger area that we know that TVA is looking at and working on is what we call time of use rates that you may have heard about, where right now, there's 24 hours a day, the cost of electricity is the same. Okay. And when you get into what we discussed earlier about how certain times of day when there's a higher demand for electricity, a time of rate use takes that into account, and it costs more when the electricity is more expensive to produce, say during what they would refer to a peak usage time in the middle of the afternoon, and then the price for electricity would be lower in the evening. If that comes to fruition, it's something that could happen in the next couple of years. We certainly work with industries. Some of our biggest users have similar type rates. That's why some companies have a third shift that goes overnight, because the cost to run the power plant is less during that time. Very complicated. There's a lot that goes into it. So getting it to a level where it would be, say, at the residential customers, where you could make that decision in your house. Maybe you do some stuff later in the evening. If you did your laundry and washed your dishes, the electricity during those times would be less. It's a possibility and something that we look forward. If TVA presents that to us, you'll certainly hear a lot about it.
Well, we look forward to hearing more about it.
I was wanting to talk to him a little about, but time's about up. I was going to ask him about stealing electricity.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. We got to have you back, because the folks who definitely do that, don't they?
Absolutely, it is a
You've got an investigator working on that, haven't you?
Full time.
You will be caught. That's right. Hey, thank you, Brian, Lacey,
Glad to do
Electric Cooperative. Thank you, Mr. Drake.
Appreciate it.
For today on 2, that's politics. These hot summer days mean hot mattress sales. On Your Own Home Furnishing Store has super sale prices on PostureCraft. PostureCraft, made in Alabama, gives you affordable luxury, memory foam, and a double-sided mattress that will last for years. Save today up to 70%. On Your Own offers you 6 months, same as cash. Free delivery, free setup. See Dan Stevens, Brian Myers, or Ron Stone at On Your Own Home Furnishings on 4th Street Southwest, a block west of the parking deck here in the Holler.
What's going on up there?
You'll get used to it after you've been here a while. That goes on practically every morning. Right, right.
Take your time, boys. Where do you think you're going to a fight?
These hot summer days mean hot mattress sales. On Your Own Home Furnishing Store has super sale prices on PostureCraft. PostureCraft, made in Alabama, gives you affordable luxury, memory foam, and a double-sided mattress that will last for years. Save today up to 70%. On Your Own offers you 6 months, same as cash. Free delivery, free setup. See Dan Stevens, Brian Myers, or Ron Stone at On Your Own Home Furnishings on 4th Street Southwest, a block west of the parking deck here in the Holler.
Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Coleman Jefferson Gas. Faith Baptist Church's Homecoming Jubilee will be August 10th through 12th, 7 p.m. nightly. They will have all of the bands that you see here. They'll feature them. The Ivory Winds Concert and Steak Dinner featuring Adam King and Nathan Woodward will be August the 13th at 5 p.m. Tickets are $25 per person. Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Coleman Jefferson Gas. If you would like to send us a community billboard, you can do that. Send it to us at channel2coleman@gmail.com, fax it to us at 734-7680, or friend us on Facebook, Channel 2 Coleman.
The weather forecast, cloudy day today, 70% chance of rain, but very comfortable temperature, a high of 88. Cloudy again tonight, 50% chance of rain, low of 73. Partly sunny tomorrow, 50% chance of rain once again with a high around 88. And who do we have as guests coming up on Monday?
On Monday, we'll be visiting with Mr. Adam King about the Ivory Winds concert. And also, we'll be visiting with Caitlin Tankersley. She is Hanceville High School's Fair Queen representative.
And a quick reminder that Celebrate Coleman starts at 4 o'clock this afternoon in the downtown area. Lots of entertainment and all sorts of sales going on. Tax-free weekend starts today also. Thank you for watching Today on 2.
You have a great day.